Hello, this is Builder Elephant, and welcome back to another review of the LEGO Batman Movie Minifigure series. Today, we will be taking a closer look at minifigure number 12, Eraser. The Eraser first appeared in the 1966 issue of Batman number 188. Lenny Fiasco went to college with Bruce Wayne. Unlike the popular Bruce, Lenny was constantly mocked by his classmates because of all the mistakes he made in class. The few people who do remember Lenny from his school days always see him with an eraser in his hand to fix his mistakes. When the girl Lenny wanted to take to the school ice carnival went with Bruce Wayne instead, he was crushed. All this resentment caused him to turn to a life of crime. He became the Eraser and sold his services of erasing all evidence of a crime for 20% of the take. It's hard to believe a villain with such a complex backstory and snazzy costume would disappear from Batman's famous rogue gallery, but this villain would not appear again until a cameo appearance in the 2008 Ambush Bug, Year None, number 4. He would continue to make cameo appearances after this, but would never get his own storyline again. Luckily, one of these appearances was in the LEGO Batman movie, so we can get him in minifigure form. It's nice to know that a bright orange pinstripe suit works great if you want to dress up like a classic gangster or a number 2 pencil. LEGO didn't simply put straight black lines down a bright orange leg piece. They took the time to put curved lines in the center of his hip section to show us the bottom of the closed jacket. I'm glad they included the lines drawn down the side of his legs as well. This side printing can often get overlooked. The lead tips of the pencil found on the bottom of his shoes might seem like a fun, whimsical LEGO design, but these pencil point blades were part of his comic book costume. Not only were these blades lethally sharp, but they could also release a sleeping gas to knock out his victims. The torso piece continues the pinstripe suit design on the front, back, and sides of the character. Of course, LEGO gave us more than just straight black lines. On the front of the figure, we see the 2 buttons closing his jacket tightly around his waist. The lapel is open, revealing a black undershirt with more stripes running down the fabric. Now, it might not be part of a pencil, but visually the color adds nice contrast and make sure we know this is a suit and not a Halloween pencil costume. On the back, we get 2 horizontal lines. One is clearly the back of his jacket collar, but I'm not sure the purpose of the lower, longer line. It's probably there to add some texture so that it looks like a piece of fabric that moves with the person rather than a stiff piece of wood. The headpiece was made to look like a pencil top. The lower portion is yellow to cover his neck and blend into the pencil body. The majority of the cylindrical head was the ferrule of the pencil. Did I know that word before this review? No, I did not. I love how LEGO put the grooves along the bottom and top of this piece. A real pencil has these grooves to grip onto the body and eraser and hold them together. The eyes are interesting. In the comics and cartoons, the eyes are usually just black dots to represent holes in his mask. An extreme close-up might put glass lenses in these holes. LEGO gave him orange eyes with white pupils. The amount of detail for the eyes is superior, but on the flat silver, it makes the eraser look more like a robot than a costumed villain. On the top of the head, there is a yellow stud sticking out. This stud is where we attach the bright pink 1x1 round tile piece. Now, I'm glad LEGO made the eraser on his head a separate piece instead of being part of the mold. While the helmet protects his head and identity, the eraser was a gadget he used to remove evidence from a crime scene. By building the eraser onto the minifigure, you get a more accurate comic book representation. The eraser was given a printed 2x2 white tile piece for his accessory. This tile was made to look like a lined paper notebook. The black spirals on top, blue lines, and black outline leave no doubt what we are looking at. The writing on the top, "To erase," with a squiggly line underneath it. This is a nice way to make it unique for the character and add some great LEGO humor. The Eraser was one of my favorite minifigures from the first series of the LEGO Batman movie CMF characters. The original head mold used for the minifigure is fantastic. The character's design looks great, and growing up with Adam West's Batman gives me a soft spot for these more campy villains. And as always, I want these more obscure characters from the comics because there's less of a chance that we're going to ever see them in a standard building set.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.